Hey everyone, welcome back to Ragtag Stacking. In today's video, I'm going to be going over my top 10 silver coins. And yeah, there's really no rules to break down or go over before heading into this. You know what I mean? It's the only thing is it has to be a coin, so you're not going to see any generic pieces in here or anything like that. So gonna jump right into it here with the 10th coin. And I've been really going heavy on these lately just because of the great prices that I've been seeing. But number 10 is the Canadian silver dollar. And this, I chose to put the 1967 one here. This one is actually a design that was only used this year in 1967. Actually, all of the coins that have, it was from penny to dollar, so it was 6 coins. And also they made a gold coin in 1967 to commemorate the 100th birthday of Canada. So this was the design they chose for the dollar. It was the flying goose. And this is one of my favorite designs for the coin. They do have a modern bullion version of this, but the goose is flying the other way. And it's a 2-ounce coin. I've had my eye on that for a while. I do want to pick that up. I may pick that one up when I trade in my eBay bucks. I may put that towards the 2-ounce flying goose. But yeah, like I said, this is number 10. I know a lot of people don't like Elizabeth on the back, but there she is. And again, of all the Canadian silver dollars that there are, this design is my absolute favorite. So I chose to pick this one to represent the dollar in my top 10 list. So I'm gonna put that down there, and then I'm gonna move right on to number 9. And for number 9, I chose the kookaburra. So like you can see in this list, I will be going for circulated kind of junk coins as well as the modern bullion coins. Now I only have one kookaburra and I really like the look of it. And on the back there with the mirror-like border and the face of the queen there. And as you can see, it's a coin, it's a $1 denomination. So I did choose this one over the kangaroo. I have been picking up some kangaroos recently because of the good sale and price they had on Black Friday. And don't get me wrong, they are a beautiful coin. But the reason why I like this one a bit more is because the kookaburras, they change design each year. I think that's a pretty cool idea, especially for an annual release. The fact that they change the design each year is very cool. And also the mirror-like border. It does show off imperfections like the little thumb, the finger mark there, that little smudge. But it also makes it a little bit easier to read the writing along the border there. You can easily see that. You can easily see the Australian kookaburra, even from any angle. Like see here where it's reflecting off the light, you can still make out the lettering quite easily. With the kangaroo, they have a design that goes all the way to the edge, and it's kind of like a squiggly design over top of the writing, and sometimes it makes it a little hard to read the Australian kangaroo part of it. So that's why I went with the kookaburra in this spot, because I just like the design of the coin a bit more. And yeah, so that is number 9. And for number 10, I'm going to stay in the Perth Mint, or I'm going to stay down in Australia and with the Perth Mint. And I'm going to go with the rectangular dragon bar. Now, I know you're looking at this and thinking there's no way that this is a coin, but it is a specialty coin down here. It does have that $1 denomination on it. So it is actually a coin, and the reason why it's number 8 is the backside. I like this design a lot. And just like the kookaburras, it does change design each year. I think they've been making this coin bar since 2018, so there's not a huge sample size like the kookaburra. But for the years that it has been available, they have changed the design of it each year. And I only have the 2020 version, but it is very nice. I do like the novelty of having it as a rectangle. I mean, every other coin that I have is a circle. I know that they have the triangular coins as well, but I don't currently have any in my stack. So this is the only kind of coin that's non-traditional, this bar coin here. And yeah, it made it to the number 8 spot just because it's not really stackable. You know what I mean? It's one of those ones where it's good to have in the stack just to kind of look at and everything like that. But up here in Canada, it's kind of hard to get your hands on. Not a lot of the online bullion dealers have them, and when they do, they have an insane premium. I was able to pick this one up off of eBay, and even eBay's prices on them have kind of gone up. So I'm glad to have one. I appreciate the design of it and everything like that, and it's a beautiful coin. But I couldn't put it any higher than 8, just because of those little things that are a strike against it, just not readily being available in Canada, and the price kind of being a little bit more expensive than other coins. Okay, so where am I going now? I'm going into number 7. And number 7, I went with the krugerrand. Now, these just came out in 2017, I believe it was, the silver version of it. And I've always liked the look of this coin, but I was looking at the gold coins for the longest time because that's really all that they had. I believe those came out in 67, and you know, krugerrand is just that name that you kind of hear thrown around just in general. You know what I mean? It's definitely a coin that has name recognition. Like you hear it in movies, or you hear it just in passing. But I thought it was very cool that they came out with a silver version of it as well. So it's a little bit more easily attainable for me to have this beautiful design that I've always liked to look at. And I couldn't quite afford the 1 ounce gold coin, and there's not much fractional krugerrands up here in Canada. Sorry that the light keeps screwing around with this coin. I think it's just the reflection off of it is messing up the light. So yeah, I've always liked the original gold coin design, and I was very, very happy when they went with this silver design as well, and going forward each year with these. So I might not continue getting these after I get a tube of the 2020s, just because you know, up here in Canada they may not be as liquid as some of these other coins. If I were to go into a pawn shop and everything, and say I had a monster box full of maple leafs or a monster box full of krugerrands, pretty sure I'd be able to unload the maple leafs a bit easier than the krugerrands. You know, the guy at the store might say, hey, you know, I can unload those maple leafs in a week, but there's not much of a demand for the krugerrands. You know, I might buy a tube or 2 off of you. So that's one thing that has a strike against it is, you know, it is a coin, it is backed by a country, but the demand for it where I am might not be as great as some of the other coins that are on this list. And I did 3 straight bullion ones there after my first piece of junk. So number 6, I'm going to jump right back into the constitutional circulated coins, and number 6 is the Mercury dime. And it's the smallest one on here, but it packs a punch. I love the design of it. I love the back. I'm going to look for a mint mark here. I just randomly grabbed this one. This one does not have a mint mark, but this is the Mercury dime this is a 1943. It's actually not Mercury on there. It's a winged cap Liberty, but a lot of people back in the day when this first came out mistaken it for Apollo, just with the wings on the cap and everything like that. But it is still Lady Liberty, just with a winged hat on and everything like that. Seems to have a shorter haircut there, so some people might be, you know, forgiven for mistaking that this is Apollo, but it is in fact Lady Liberty, just with a winged cap. And as far as junk silver goes, this is my second favorite coin that they have there. You will obviously see my first favorite up in the top row just in a second. But yeah, the Mercury dime is just a classic looking design. I do have a lot that are slicked out, but as far as some older ones go, like I do have a 1917 that still has a lot of good detail. This one's from 1943, and I mean, it doesn't have full bands or anything like that, but it is still a nice looking coin. And I'm going to put that one down here at number 6. Okay, so moving into number 5, and I know this one's probably going to get a lot of people's fingers ready for that dislike button, but stick with me, I'll explain why. Number 5 is the American Silver Eagle. So I know I've just immediately lost a lot of people, but I'm not saying I don't like this coin. As you can see from just the bottom row here, all of these coins are gorgeous, they're beautiful, and I did kind of go off on the Krug a little bit about liquidity. They do have good liquidity as well. Just not, I just use the Krug as an example, as you know, there are coins that have better liquidity than some, but especially the American Silver Eagle here. This is the most popular bullion coin in the world as far as sales, you know, recognizability and liquidity, all that stuff. So yeah, this is my favorite side of the coin. This coin, this side I'm fairly indifferent to, and that's why it's so far down on the list. And especially because they're changing the reverse to another design that I don't really care for. I couldn't move this coin up anymore. And this coin and its placement here ties in with another coin that's further on the list. So I'm just going to end this talking about the American Silver Eagle early here, because I will double back to it when I get to another coin on the list, because they're kind of tied hand in hand. Moving on to number 4, I have a nice special coin here to me. This is the Morgan dollar. This is a 1978 Morgan dollar, the first year of issue. And the back, I do like the Morgan side better than the reverse, but the reverse does have a nice look as well. And this one, just looking at that mint mark, if I can get it to focus. I'm gonna have to look at it off camera, I can't see it. It's an S. This one is an S. And it was actually given to me by a subscriber of mine. I was doing the silver stacking videos where I had coins facing off against each other. And I kept using a Sunshine Minting Morgan round because I didn't have the real deal. And I was lucky enough to have 2 subscribers send me Morgan coins because of that. You know, feeling sorry for me and just having a pathetic display up of the just having the Morgan round. So I was very happy that they helped me out and sent me 2 Morgans. But it's such a beautiful looking coin. Just the whole design of it, it's simplistic. It's got a lot of detail with the crown there, with the Liberty, the hair, the thick neck lady there that inefficient stacker likes to call her. And I know he's got some rough looking Morgans where she kind of ends up looking like Rocky on there with some of the blemishes and tones and scratches and stuff like that. But here, even for an 1878 coin, this one's in relatively good condition. And then here's the back. And yeah, the Sunshine Minting around had that big authenticator circle in the middle there. It was kind of embarrassing showing it and talking about Morgan. But yeah, having this dollar in my hand, I can understand why people go crazy about it. And, you know, specifically or just exclusively stack Morgans, because it is a beautiful classic looking coin. And it's, you know, it's a part of history in your hands. You know what I mean? This was the circulated coin back then. And, you know, this was just hanging around in people's pockets. So it is, it's got some history behind it, as well as the aesthetics of just a perfect coin. So I do have this at the 4 spot. These are kind of hard to rank as we're getting up into the top 3 here, as I do love all of these coins, but this is a ranking video, so I did have to do my best to try and put them in order. So number 3, moving on to number 3, I have the Walking Liberty $50. So this is where I said I was going to touch back on the American Silver Eagle. If they just went with this design for the 1 ounce bullion American Eagle coin, if they just went with this design with both with both obverse and reverse being the same, sorry, that's a D. If they went with both the obverse and the reverse for the American Silver Eagle, I could easily see it being in one of these 2 spots. But since they just went with the Walker on the obverse and decided to have a different reverse than it knocks it down that little bit, in my opinion. Now, one thing that the American Eagle has over the Walking Liberty is it's not as slicked out. It doesn't have that toning issue on a lot of them, or as much as these Walkers do. And you know, it kind of, as I said, when it's slicked out, you can't see all of the details that you do on the the bullion one. Here you can make out the stars on the flag. You can still kind of see them there. Here you can see it kind of looks like that winged cap that she's wearing in the Mercury dime, but you can make out her face, you can make out her breastplate, you can make out the stripes on the flag running down her leg. Here that gets slicked out just from general wear, you know what I mean? It's going to have it's going to be slicked down just because this was a circulated coin, just like the Morgan and the Mercury. These have definitely made the rounds, as circulated coins. It's got the story to tell, like the Morgans and the Mercs, and it's just a beautifully designed coin. And I love the back too, just having that eagle there perched, and just the writing around the side. Everything about this coin I just love it. So yeah, this is in the third spot, just because it does have those issues with being old and worn and slicked, is that some of the details are, obviously not as defined on them as you would see on the American Eagle. And, but that makes up for it with having this reverse that I absolutely love. So that's the trade-off for me, and that's why it's a little bit higher than the American Silver Eagle at 3, is because I love both sides of this coin. And for the American Eagle, I only really like the side that has the walker on it. So I kind of explained why I have the American Eagle a little bit further down on the list than I do some of these other coins, especially the walker. Some people might have been confused with that ordering. They might have flipped it in their minds. But for me, I just enjoy more things and more features on the walker than I do the American Eagle. And if I didn't lose you at 5 and you didn't turn off because you were pissed off with the American Eagle ranking, then I might lose the rest of you because of bias. But at number 2, I put the At number 2, I put the Canadian Maple Leaf. I do live up in Canada. This is the bullion coin for my country. It's got some smudge marks, but this is a 2020, so it does not have the milk spotting issues that I believe it was 2013 or 2014. Can't remember. Oh, actually 2018, I believe it was. They came out with a mint shield, which was supposed to help with milk spotting. And for the most part, it has. I haven't had any coins that have had milk spots on it. I only have the 2020. I make sure to order 2020, not the random year, because with the random year, you do have a shot at getting those ones where you can have a bunch of milk spots. But the thing with the Maple Leaf is I love the security features on it, and that the security features actually add an aesthetic appeal to the coin. It actually helps with the look of the coin and makes it more beautiful. With these radial lines here, they're a security feature, you know what I mean? But they also make the coin look that much nicer. It reflects the light differently, you know what I mean? I think it looks better than just having that plain field that they had before. This coin, I should have actually, I'm going to choose a better coin, because that one is really spotted up or smudged up. That's the one I have at the top. That's my fingering coin that I like to say. I always have that one on top because I know that it's going to be touched the most. On top of the tube. So when I'm getting the tubes in and out, that one's constantly being touched. So here's a little bit cleaner, where you can make out those radial lines and this little micro engraved kind of leaf down here. You can't quite see it on camera, but it does have a small little 20 in the middle to confirm the year. And yeah, as I said, this has a nice big smudge on Liz's face there, but I know a lot of people would have this coin way down on their list because of this reverse. For me, indifferent, don't care about the queen on the coins. Not enough for it to be affecting my stacking strategy. And yeah, this reverse I find no different than that reverse. As far as me disliking it, it is what it is, but I don't have like a personal hatred towards it or anything like that. But yeah, and the detail on the Maple Leaf is also awesome. You got those, I don't know what they're called. They kind of look like little veins, little things on the leaf there, the Maple Leaf. And yeah, I just really, really like that coin. And again, living in Canada, it is living in Toronto, up in Canada, it is the bullion coin for my country. So it is the most liquid thing that you can have. Obviously, the American silvers are liquid as well. But this has everything going for it. Lower premium than the American Silver Eagle. The liquidity is better. Just that slightly bit better living up in Canada. And yeah, and just the look of it. Aesthetically, it's a beautiful, beautiful coin. Moving on to number 1. This is a brand new coin. It actually has changed its design from previous years. And that is the 2021 Britannia. I absolutely love this coin, and I love that they, just like the Maple Leaf, that they chose to make their security features part of the aesthetic appeal of the coin. Like they have these wavy lines in the background. They used to have more of like a radial line type thing, but then they changed it to these wavy lines. And then also down here, you'll see this circle where if you move it, you can see the trident. And then if you move it in a different light, you can see a padlock. So it's kind of got that hologram there where it goes from trident to padlock. When you move it, it's got some details, some better details on the Union Jack on the shield there. You can kind of read it. There's micro engraved lettering around the border. You can kind of see it. You can see that little kind of writing around the whole thing. That's brand new. I will put up what it says, but they did 4 different security features added to this coin all on the front. The only thing that I would say they could have done differently is adding something to the back, because this back here with the queen is basically the same design as the previous year Britannias. I do like the field. It's kind of hard to explain what it's doing on camera, but you can kind of see that little bit of movement when I switch it. They're kind of like overlapping semicircles, if that makes any sense. If you have it in your hand, you can kind of make out the design, but they're kind of like little dots that they do follow their own kind of path. But yeah, like I said, it's kind of hard to explain on the camera. You'd know what I'm talking about if you had these in your hand. But yeah, definitely, I have no hesitation putting this at number 1. Just the improvements that they put on this coin, and like kind of like that mirror-like border, and that nice kind of almost mirror-like finish on the Britannia herself there. Yeah, this is just, to me, a beautiful looking coin. And I really really appreciate that they went the extra mile with the coin design. They said, okay, we're going to be switching things up. And they definitely switched things up. And I don't know where the Britannia, the old school designed Britannia, would fall on this list. But I know for sure it would not be in the top spot. I know that it would not be in the top row. And I'm fairly certain it would have made its way here. The Canadian dollar might have been bumped out. Kookaburra might have been bumped down to 10. And then the bar to 9. And then that Britannia probably would have been slotted at the 8 spot. But since those changes, it's blown me away, the Britannia. So that's why I had to put it there. But yeah, no, the Royal Mint definitely blew me away with the new 2021 Britannias, and that's why I have it at the top spot. So thank you a lot. Thank you so much for watching. I tried to get through this as quick as I could. I know I rambled a little bit in some spots. So thank you for sticking with me and getting through the list. I know that not everyone's going to agree with my top 10. So let me know in the comments what you think about my list and how it differs from your top 10. But like I said, I've been talking for long enough, so I'm going to jump off this one here and end it. And thank you so much for watching, and I hope you come back for the next one. Thank you.